Hi, I'm Mark Logan and welcome to the Lastolite School of Photography, and today we're going to be talking about hot rods. Unfortunately, it's not cars. They've got me talking about softboxes. It's a product that is based on rods for, guess what? Speedlights. Compared to the traditional construction with Lastolite, where we basically open it out of a bag and it pops out, this new construction is based on the rod design, so it allows us to create different shapes, and specifically with the likes of the Octa, to give us a different kind of catch light within the eyes, slightly different control and shape of the light as well. So one of the big things is kind of putting it together, to be honest. So before we get out to use this on location, let's kind of go through the construction. So let's get going. Quite a few parts with it, so you'll soon get used to it. Once it's out of the bag and we've kind of got all their little bits together, you'll find that it's quite simple to construct. I've got a brand new set, so I haven't kind of gone through the long way of taking it out the bags already, but it's, as you can see, it's portable again, so we can pretty much sling it on our shoulder, attach it to our flash bag or our camera bag, and pretty much we're on our way. Just put that on the floor for now. Separate parts. We're going to be used to what is the lollipop, and that's going to take quite a role in all future designs, really, I believe, within the Lastolite range. The lollipop is featured quite a lot on other products like the Easy Box hot shoes and so on, so watch out for this little baby. But we're going to be looking at the adapter ring, as I said to you, the rod system. So let's just open all this lot up straight out of the bag, and I'm just going to put them off towards the side, and we'll bring everything in one step at a time. So the instructions, for once, is one of the things I would use if I was you, especially when you're doing this for the first time, or refer back to us and we'll kind of show you how to do it each time actually on the video. But once you've done it once, I promise you it's pretty easy to do. The adapter ring is going to play its kind of role because we need to attach this to the lollipop. And basically to do that, the first thing is to just loosely join one of the screws, so you kind of join the plate together. So I find the easiest way to do it, in fact, is to put the adapter ring with the lugs upwards, then put the lollipop on top. And now that we've put the speed ring as a really basic bite onto the screw thread, just clicking that in there, and you'll find that if you spin it back across then, just make sure all the lugs are in, just moving that lollipop. And that is when you can just do up your screw thread just a little bit, and that'll give us our tight bite, and then doing up the opposite side more, so that's kind of giving us our control. So that's our first stage of the construction, is to add the two elements together, the adapter ring and the lollipop head itself. So now I've got those tight. Next stage is going to be, for some of you initially, kind of the little bit more fussy part, but I promise you it's simple to do. It's just getting used to the new construction. So let's first of all bring in our Octa box. This is the smaller version, this is the larger one here, this is the smaller one. And all we're going to do now, and I'm not sure how the video can get in close on here and do it, but I just need to push it outside of the adapter ring itself. So it's a nice tight fit onto the ring itself, just takes a little bit of fiddling just to stretch it through. As I said, once you've done it a couple of times, you soon get it into position. Quick tip now, there's these little lugs here, and you can see there's a big size and a small size. We want the little one to line up with the seam of the Octa itself. You can see it just running through there, yeah? So that's that little kind of level. Now we're going to bring in the rods. Just bring them in one at a time a minute. It kind of, at times, you can jump straight in a bit too fast. And if you think about what you are trying to achieve when you put it together, so let's just get the rod in to the plate, as you can see here. Make sure it's all the way down to the second part there. And then just stretch out the Octa material a little bit, undoing our Velcro tab there to extend the material out. And for this one, I'm just going to add a little bit of tension to it. That's all, just a little bit. Next rod, opposite side. Pushing the first of all, of course, right into the head. And the last one to do, just on there. And then all I've got to remember, of course, remember that very first one I put the tension on? I just need to loosen that again, pull it off, and give it its full tension. And now, all I need to do is just make sure these little tabs are behind the rods, as I was saying to you. That's what's going to attach our first layer of diffusion. actually in the middle, so just want to make sure they're behind. And that's the first real construction of the box. This can turn around, of course. If I just want to spin it around, just so I can make sure the Lastolite logo goes on the one side here, then we're ready to actually put the inner layer in. This is pretty much in real time now, once you get used to putting it together. And if I've missed the top edge, I'll just go back through it all again, just to complete the design. That's it. That's our Octa box completed in construction. Just a couple of little other things to do. Remember kind of the lollipop on the back, of course. We need to put this now onto the stand. And to do that, of course, we use, let me just push that over into the middle so the guys can see it. Just going to first of all put our plate on, and that just unscrew it fully, so you know that you can slip it on, and at the same time just going to unscrew the stand screw, because I want to make sure that fits on nice and easy, of course. But let's just slip on the lollipop. Doesn't matter where it is onto here for now. Different flash guns, different heights, of course. We'll worry about that now in a minute. However, before I do that, I want to add in the accessory, which is the kind of the joint or the knuckle, I call it, or the tilt head is its real name, of course. Let's stick that on top, making sure it's all the way out, which it's not. We just unscrew that, stick it on towards the head, and then I'm just going to refix on the lollipop joint. And then the last thing to do, of course, is just put my flash gun on. Just by luck, that's in perfect position there. Just locking that onto the flash holder itself and just locking off my lollipop to make sure it's right. Next thing, switch on the gun and we're ready to go. One of the main reasons we use the Octa, of course, is for the reflection in the eye, the shape of the highlight that we see. And I think before we go out on location, let's just do some shots in studio just to demonstrate that point. Lower the chin a little bit for me, eyes at me, big. Lovely there, little half grin. So, as you can see here, what we've got is the shape of the Octa is being used to kind of add the catchlight into Jennifer's eyes. Jennifer's our model today. And it kind of creates that shape. Now, I've put it a little bit lower than the normal, just so you could see the whole shape of the eye, or the reflection within the eye, I should say. But really, that's the control. But it also creates a lovely softness to the lighting. It is a kind of more efficient use of the flash as well, because it's controlling it into the shape of the face. And photographers throughout years have kind of always looked at different styles of softboxes. Perhaps they prefer a long skinny instead of a square or a round or an Octa. But the Octa in studio, in fact, is something that we've used a lot, especially the very big studio flash Octa style of softboxes, because it allows the spread of the light, but the efficiency is key. But for here, for a portable softbox, the key point I'm looking at, specifically for the face, is that catchlight within the eye. Let's just do a little bit of comparison. Let's bring in an EasyBox Hot Shoe to see the difference in the reflectancy of the eye itself. Slightly raise the chin a little bit. Excellent. If we look in really, really tight into the eyes now, we can see the difference in that shape between what was the EasyBox Hot Shoe and the Hotrod Octa. The difference is that shape within the eye, the comparison. You can even see the eyelashes in there. That's how close we're getting in, of course. But let's not forget about the efficiency of the Hotrod Octa as well, and how it's controlling the light into a kind of more controlled shape for us. But look at that beautiful wraparound that we have from both the softboxes. Both give us that lovely rendition for our portrait photography, except the difference in the Octa, it's kind of mimicking the shape of the face as well. But let's get out on location and see what kind of shots we can do of Jennifer there. So we're out on location and we're using the Hotrod Octas to show their versatility, to the kind of the being able to use anywhere. It's quite a nice little location that we're down here. We're near the seafront. However, we're using the kind of the shaded area down by some pillars. And I've positioned the two Octas. I've got the large one and I've got the smaller one as a kind of an accent or a hair light or separation light. And really this is being used today so we can control the light where we want it to. I want to make sure that kind of this part of the face here is not too part visible, so I can short light. So just going to lean with the head onto the side. That means this part of the face here, the biggest part that's going to be visible to camera, is in shadow or in the shade. It's not being hit by all the flash. And as it is, it will naturally slim a client. And there's not a client that I've photographed yet that wants to look fatter in real life, because I promise you, I'm fat enough as it is. So let's get on with the photograph. So a quick test. Excellent. And you can see here how that accent light is adding that hair light, the three-dimensional separation to our image. Now, before I switch that off and show you what it's like without, I'm just going to do a couple more shots a minute. Jen, a little bit more with lean with the hair. That's beautiful, it's there. Let me just get in closer. Let me shoot the horizontal as well a minute. 1 second. Change camera position as well. Happier. So we can see that lovely kind of mix, that three-dimensional approach that I've got. Let me just switch off that accent light. I'll just switch off the receiver, not off the flash. That means when I pop my trigger now, the accent light isn't going to fire. Let's do it there. Quick test. And you can see now the hair has gone dark, it's gone black. It kind of doesn't really jump away from the pillars. Let me just show you if I zoom in closer and I keep the pillars in the shot, in the background. So we've got a kind of a solid background there. You can start to see it looks like a flash image, even though this Hotrod Octa Softbox is giving us a beautiful transition from the highlight and the roundness through the face towards the shadow. Switch on my receiver again. And now, of course, I'm back to the full-on. Both the lights go in. Happier. Fake it. Here we go, that's great just there. That's gorgeous. A little bit more kind of fashiony. Let's lower the stance a touch. Just going to move out a touch just to bring in a solid background. If you keep on there for me, darling, that's gorgeous there. If you keep looking where I am, I'm just going to change my position. Just move that bit of hair from the... That's great. Just turn the head back around towards the side more. It's lovely, it's there. Lower the chin more. Can you just bring up this hand and just pretty much lean onto the pillar edge? It's great, just there. Just going to come back out again. Lay flat with the back. That's gorgeous. Slightly twist around to me. That's gorgeous. Let's use that hand on the hip still and bring it out a little bit. Not quite chicken wing, but just enough. That's lovely. It's there. Let's do it. Looking down towards the floor again. That's great. Straight at me. You can see the kind of the control. Now we've got that three-dimensional look because that's the separation going on. However, if I move my position to here now, looking back towards me, please, Jen. If I move to here, the problem I've got now is that the light is coming in from both sides and it will produce a flat lighting of a style because the model is in the middle of the light. It's too much lighting, it's too much. And what you've got now is an image without any shape or shadow in the scene, which then develops into a flat light. And remember that flat light is fat light. So if I want to work with this in exactly the same way, all I need to do, once more, is switch off the one light. I'm going to just turn this light around a little bit, just to feather it around. And if you just turn to me just a little bit more, that's gorgeous. A little lean with the head on the side again. Let me just check that looks beautiful. Excellent. But if I still want the same effect, a separation, all I need to do is move the light source here back to its opposite effect. And even though I'm staying in close, what I'm creating is a sandwich light, yeah? Jennifer's our model in the middle, bit of meat. Then we got the one light bit of bread, the other light bit of bread, and that's how we create it. So Jen, just straight back at me again. Little lean with the head on the side again. Turn the head a little bit. Looking down towards the floor a touch. Excellent. How's that? Great, just there, let's do it. Again. Happier. Excellent. Wonderful. So this is an alternative to shooting in the sunlight, of course, because I've just got Jenny to actually stand in the shade of the softbox itself, and that creates that lovely kind of aperture of shade. So I'm using the background here as a high key effect. I swapped into some color just so you can kind of see the tonality, but the exposure behind is so bright from the sun that hits the water, of course. So we're still using the speed light to give me my exposure, of course, and because Jennifer is in the shade, I'm controlling the light that hits onto her. So last but not least, let's work against the sun, and we'll put the Octa onto a little handle and kind of get us some more creative shots, perhaps. Lovely, let's do it. Lean it out, Sam, a touch more. Big eyes. It's gorgeous there. A little bit of teeth, just a touch. Serious. Looking towards the flash, turn the head to the flash, keep it. Excellent. So as you can see, we've slightly changed the use of the Octa there. In fact, Sam, if you turn that round, you can see that we've removed the outer baffle, so we've only got the one layer diffusion inside. But you can now see how that Octa shape controls the light. When you look at those stills there, you can see it's kind of just pushing in towards the face. That's the only work I'm doing. It's a really great use of it as well. I know we've lost a little bit of the softness of the light, but still we've got a great variety of photographs in a very small location here. So I'm Mark Cleghorn. I hope you've enjoyed this with the Lastolite School of Photography, where we feature onto the Hotrod Octa Softbox with it. I'm sure you'll all be rushing out there to actually get them soon. See you next time. Bye-bye.